Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something incredible was about to happen, almost like you could feel it crackling in the air around you? Or maybe you stepped into a new place and immediately sensed a kind of invisible charge, a vibe that seemed to whisper directly to your gut. We tend to brush these experiences off as odd coincidences or random quirks of intuition. But what if these moments are actually clues to a hidden, powerful force that surrounds each and every one of us? Today, we're diving deep into the realm of unseen energy, the subtle waves that flow through our bodies, influence our emotions, and shape our thoughts. By the end of this journey, my hope is that you'll not only understand that this energy is real, but you'll also gain practical tools to harness it for your own transformation. So, grab a cozy seat, settle in, and let's embark on an eye-opening adventure into the essence of who you really are. The quiet spark within. Have you ever felt like there's a quiet spark inside you, waiting to be ignited? Think of it like a pilot light in your furnace. It's always there, flickering patiently, but sometimes you need to turn the dial and ignite the flame for warmth to spread throughout your home. Your internal energy is just like that pilot light, constant, present, yet often overlooked. For many of us, day-to-day life feels like one long to-do list. Wake up, go to work, manage errands, collapse into bed, then repeat. It's easy to forget there's a deeper power fueling every breath we take. But I promise you, once you become aware of this subtle power source and learn to direct it, your outlook on life can shift dramatically. Tasks that once drained, you might actually start to feel invigorating. People who used to annoy or overwhelm you could begin to evoke compassion or understanding instead of frustration. This isn't just feel-good talk. Throughout history, countless cultures have spoken about this mysterious life force. Chai, Ki, Prana, Mana, whatever name you give it. The core idea is the same. There is an energetic current running through all living beings. By working with it, we can improve our health, enhance our relationships, and even amplify our creative potential. From invisible to unstoppable. When someone mentions energy, you might think about electricity or the feeling of being hyper or exhausted. But the energy we're talking about here is more subtle, like the quiet hum of a bass guitar in the background of your favorite song. You don't always notice it, but it sets the tone for everything else. Let's try a little exercise right now. No matter where you are, pause and take a deep breath. Inhale slowly, feeling your lungs expand. Now exhale gently, noticing how your chest falls. As you do this, see if you can tune into any sensations that arise. A tingling in your fingers, a warmth in your chest, or maybe a slight buzzing behind your eyes. That's your life force making itself known. Why does this matter? Because just like a musical instrument, your body needs to be tuned. If you're out of tune, maybe stressed, tired, or emotionally drained, it affects everything you do. But when you learn to tune and direct that energy, you start hitting all the right notes in life. You become unstoppable, not because challenges disappear, but because you can meet them with a centered, vibrant spirit. The three-layered onion of being. Let's imagine yourself as a three-layered onion. Yes, you heard that right. Each layer of this onion represents a different aspect of your energetic makeup. Physical layer. This is the foundation, the literal, tangible body that you can see and touch. It's all about muscles, bones, blood flow, diet, exercise, and rest. Your physical layer is like the soil in a garden. It needs to be nourished and cared for to provide a solid base for everything else. Emotional and mental layer. This middle layer is where your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs hang out. It's like the colorful flowers blossoming in the garden. When nurtured properly, they can radiate beauty and fragrance. When neglected, they wither or grow wild. Spiritual layer, the outermost layer, or perhaps the layer that encompasses everything else, is the spiritual realm. It's the air and sunlight that nourish the garden of your soul. This layer is about connection to something bigger than yourself. Whether you call that the universe, the divine, or simply the cosmic tapestry of existence. Now, these layers aren't siloed off from each other. They're intertwined in a complex dance. A mental or emotional storm can easily create physical symptoms like headaches or fatigue, while a spiritual crisis might make you question your purpose, destabilizing your emotional state. Conversely, a joyful, spiritually aligned heart can help you recover physically more swiftly and lift your mood even in tough times. Your mind as an energy conductor. Think of your mind as the conductor of an orchestra, waving its baton to guide each section to play in harmony. When you're lost in negative thought patterns, say, you're worried about a conversation at work or replaying an argument in your head, it's like the conductor has lost the music sheet. The violins screech, the drums thunder off cue, and the flutes play in the wrong key. But if your mind is clear and focused, the entire orchestra, which includes your body, emotions, and spirit, can synchronize into a beautiful symphony. That's why mindfulness and meditation aren't just fancy buzzwords. They're tools to help your mental conductor keep the whole performance on track. A helpful analogy is to picture your thoughts as ripples in a pond. Every pebble, thought you toss into the water sends out rings that influence the surface. A single moment of anger can create a giant splash, while a quiet moment of gratitude can generate gentle, harmonious waves. Which type of ripples would you rather send out into the world and into your own body? The emotional thermostat. Let's dig a bit deeper into the emotional and mental layer. Imagine you have a thermostat that controls not the room temperature, but your emotional temperature. Each time you feel an emotion, joy, anger, jealousy, gratitude, this thermostat shifts, and it radiates that particular heat or coolness outward. Have you ever entered a room where two people just had a heated argument, and the tension felt so thick you could practically cut it with a knife? That's the emotional thermostat in action. The energy those people generated didn't vanish just because they stopped talking. It lingered in the space, influencing everyone who walked in afterward. But here's the empowering part. You can adjust that thermostat. By consciously noticing your feelings and pausing to breathe or reflect, you interrupt the automatic emotional reaction cycle. It's like saying, wait, do I really want to blast the furnace of anger right now? Or can I turn it down to a gentle warmth of patience? When you become skilled at regulating your emotional thermostat, you're not just improving your own well-being, you're also contributing to a more harmonious environment for everyone around you. Ancient wisdom, modern application. Long before the rise of modern medicine and technology, our ancestors tapped into these energy principles. Whether it was through yoga in ancient India, Tai Chi in China, or the mystical teachings of indigenous cultures, people have been tuning into these subtle forces for centuries. Today, we have scientific devices that can measure shifts in our electromagnetic field and track how stress or relaxation affects our heart rate, cortisol levels, and more. But the ancient systems knew something profound, even without those gizmos. What happens inside us ripples outward and shapes our world. Consider practices like acupuncture or acupressure. By stimulating specific points on the body, practitioners help unblock energy pathways, promoting better flow and balance. Or think about how certain breathing exercises can immediately calm your mind and reduce anxiety. These are modern-day testaments to ancient truths that you can integrate into your daily life without needing special equipment or complicated techniques. Tapping into your body's natural rhythms. Have you ever looked at the ocean's waves? They come in sets, rising and falling in a rhythm that's both powerful and soothing. Your body has its own version of these waves, your breath, your heartbeat, and the natural cycles your organs follow throughout the day. When you align your activities with these rhythms, life feels smoother. For instance, many people find that doing creative tasks in the morning, when their energy is fresh, leads to better results. Or that winding down with soothing music or gentle stretching in the evening helps them sleep more soundly. Learning to ride these inner waves means paying attention to how your energy fluctuates. Maybe you're a night owl who feels inspired at 11 p.m. or perhaps you're an early riser who loves the stillness of dawn. Neither is wrong. The key is to tune into your natural cycle and plan your life in harmony with it. Magnetic visualization. Here's a technique that might sound a bit woo-woo at first, but bear with me. Magnetic visualization. Imagine you have a magnet in your chest that naturally attracts positive experiences, people, and outcomes. Whenever you inhale, you amplify the power of this magnet, letting it draw in whatever you need: confidence, love, abundance. Then, when you exhale, imagine releasing any negative energy or blocks standing in your way: stress, anger, doubt. Visualize these heavy feelings evaporating into thin air, leaving behind a clear and open space within you. It might feel silly at first, but give it a shot. This simple mental exercise can shift your focus, giving you a burst of calm and determination. It's like recharging your internal battery, reminding you that you have a say in how your energy operates. Emotional alchemy, turning lead into gold. Let's explore a concept I like to call emotional alchemy. Alchemists of old were obsessed with turning lead into gold. In the realm of energy, you can do something similar, but with your emotions. If you're stuck in a loop of fear, anger, or sadness, recognize those feelings as the lead. With awareness and practice, you can transform them into more uplifting states, your emotional gold. How do you pull off this emotional magic trick? Start by labeling the emotion instead of becoming it. Instead of "I'm angry," say "I notice anger rising in me." That small shift in language places you in the role of the observer rather than the victim. Next, allow yourself a moment to experience the feeling without judging it. Then ask, what is this emotion telling me? Often, emotions serve as indicators of unmet needs or unresolved issues. Maybe you're angry because you need more respect at work, or you're hurt because you long for genuine connection. Once you glean that insight, you can decide how to address the root cause. That's when your energy field shifts from chaos to clarity, opening the door to unity consciousness. You might have heard whispers of the term unity consciousness in spiritual circles. It's a fancy way of saying that everything and everyone is interconnected. Think of it like the branches of a giant tree. Each branch looks distinct, but underneath the bark is a shared trunk and root system keeping the entire tree alive. When you recognize this connection, a lot of things change. You realize that how you treat others affects not just them, but also you. The energy you emit loops back, much like an echo in a canyon. If you send out bitterness or resentment, guess what eventually resonates back? But if you radiate compassion and understanding, you create a feedback loop of positivity. Unity consciousness is more than just a belief. It's a lived experience. You start to sense that helping someone else feels oddly like helping a part of yourself. And that perspective can foster an incredible sense of empathy, patience, and generosity in everyday life. Simple routines, massive shifts. Let's talk practicality. How do you integrate all these ideas, energy layers, emotional mastery, unity, and more into your busy schedule? Here are some straightforward routines you can experiment with. Morning energy scan. The moment you wake up, before looking at your phone or thinking about your to-do list, close your eyes and do a quick body check. How do you feel physically? Are there any aches? How about emotionally excited, anxious, calm? Spend just 1 minute identifying your baseline energy. This helps you acknowledge and work with where you are rather than ignoring it. Breath breaks. Every couple of hours, pause for 5 deep, mindful breaths. Inhale slowly, hold for a beat, then exhale. Visualize each exhale, releasing tension. These mini, resets throughout the day keep your energy field from becoming stagnant or weighed down by stress. Daily gratitude moment. Before bed, think of 3 things you're genuinely grateful for, even if it's as simple as "I had a really tasty sandwich." Gratitude elevates your emotional thermostat, helping you end the day on a positive note and set the stage for better rest. Grounding through nature. If possible, spend a few minutes outside each day. Touch a tree, walk barefoot in grass, or simply sit on a bench. Visualize Earth's energy rising up to meet you, stabilizing and recharging you. This is one of the most effective and free ways to ground yourself. Visualization for goals. When you have a clear intention, a project you want to complete, a conflict you want to resolve, close your eyes and picture the best possible outcome. Feel the emotion that result would bring you joy, relief, excitement. This primes your energy field for success, making you more receptive to opportunities that align with your goal. The ripple effect in action. Think of yourself as a pebble thrown into a still pond. The moment you land, you create ripples that spread outward. Your energy, whether calm or agitated, gentle or fierce, affects not just you, but everyone else in your environment. When you practice managing your energy, say you consciously choose to respond with calm instead of frustration, you don't just shift your own experience, you also influence how others feel. Maybe your coworker who is on edge senses your composed demeanor and mirrors it. Perhaps a family member picks up on your patience and feels safer to express themselves. Over time, these ripples can lead to meaningful changes in your relationships, workplace culture, and even community. It's like planting seeds of harmony in the collective garden. And as more and more people learn to harness their inner energy, we create a cumulative effect that can reshape society's emotional and spiritual landscape. When your battery runs low. Now, let's be real. We all have days where we're running on fumes no matter how many breathing exercises or grounding walks we take. Life happens. Unexpected challenges crop up, emotional roller coasters come around, or we simply overcommit. What's crucial in these moments is to show yourself compassion. Recognize that your energy field is like a cell phone battery. Sometimes it just needs a recharge. Give yourself permission to rest, say no to unnecessary obligations, and engage in self-care rituals. Maybe that means a warm bath, a good book, a heartfelt conversation with a friend, or even just doing nothing for a bit. Think of it like winter in nature. Everything slows down, appears dormant, but this rest period is vital for spring's renewal. If you're hitting a low-energy winter, trust that with mindful self-care, your personal spring will emerge in due time. The power of collective energy. Ever wonder why massive gatherings like concerts, religious ceremonies, or sports events feel so electric? It's because when many people focus their attention and emotion in the same direction, the collective energy amplifies. You can harness this phenomenon in smaller settings too. If you're part of a group, be it a family, workplace team, or community organization, consider introducing short group meditations or mindful check-ins. Even something as simple as starting a meeting with 1 minute of silence can align everyone's energy, resulting in more productive conversations and decisions. When people come together with shared positive intent, it's like creating a mini power station that charges everyone involved. Rewriting your personal energy narrative. Many of us carry subconscious stories about who we are and what we're capable of. I'm always unlucky. I just can't handle stress. I'm not creative. Sound familiar? These stories shape our energy field like a pot that determines the shape of a growing plant. But the truth is, you can repot yourself into a more expansive container at any time. Start by identifying one limiting story you've told yourself. Maybe it's about your health, your relationships, or your professional life. Now, challenge it. Ask, is this absolutely true? Could ever be in that narrative in a more empowering way? I'm learning to create my own luck or on finding better ways to handle life's challenges. By flipping the script, you open doors that your old stories kept slammed shut. Over time, these new positive stories become part of your energetic blueprint. Dancing with the unknown. Life is full of unknowns, changes at work, shifting family dynamics, unforeseen events. That uncertainty can rattle our energy field, making us feel scattered or fearful. But what if we approach these unknowns like a dance partner instead of an enemy? When you dance with someone, you stay light on your feet, ready to move in any direction. You remain attuned to the subtle signals of your partner. In the same way, when life leads you into unexpected territory, staying flexible and open can help you adapt gracefully. Instead of clinging to how things should be, you flow with how they are, making real-time adjustments as needed. This doesn't mean you become passive. Rather, it means you're actively listening to the rhythm of change, allowing your energy field to remain fluid and responsive instead of rigid and reactive. Sustaining the momentum. Real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's like learning a musical instrument. You have to practice consistently to see significant improvement. One day, you'll notice that your energy doesn't plummet quite as fast when stress hits. Another day, you'll handle a conflict with more grace than usual. These small victories add up. They serve as stepping stones toward a more vibrant, fulfilling life. The key is consistency, regularly engaging in practices that nurture your energy field, whether it's meditation, breathwork, prayer, journaling, or creative pursuits that feed your soul. It might help to have a buddy or community that shares your interest in energy work. When you exchange insights, experiences, and even challenges, you fortify each other's resolve. Think of it like going to the gym with a workout partner. Accountability and mutual support boost your motivation and help you stay the course. Integrating energy work into daily routines. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to start benefiting from energy practices. In fact, small, consistent changes often yield the most lasting results. Here are a few more ideas to weave into your day. Mantra moments. Pick a phrase that resonates with you, such as "I am grounded" or "peace flows through me." Repeat it silently a few times during transitions, like before entering a meeting, starting your car, or walking into your home. Mindful eating. Instead of gobbling down meals while scrolling on your phone, take a moment to actually taste each bite. Notice textures, flavors, and the sensation of fullness. This grounds you in the present moment, helping align your physical energy with your mental state. Stretch and shake. Before you tackle a tough task, do a quick 60-second stretch, or just shake out your arms and legs. This brief movement can release stagnant energy and rev up circulation, giving you a burst of freshness. Evening wind down. Turn off screens at least 30 minutes before bedtime. Use that window to either stretch, meditate, or journal. Your mind will have a chance to settle, and your body can shift into a calmer state for deeper rest. Signs you're making progress. How will you know if all this energy work is paying off? Here are a few subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, signs to look for. Improved mood stability. You bounce back from setbacks faster and experience fewer emotional highs and lows. Enhanced intuition. You get gut feelings more often, and they tend to guide you accurately. Reduce stress. Challenges still arise, but they don't overwhelm you the way they used to. Synchronicities. You start noticing meaningful coincidences. Maybe you think of a friend, and they call you an hour later. Greater sense of purpose. You feel drawn to activities that resonate with your core values, and meaningless tasks bother you more than before. These shifts might be gradual, so it's helpful to keep a journal or mental log. Over time, you'll see how far you've come, which will inspire you to keep going. Celebrating milestones along the way. Don't forget to celebrate your progress. We often move the goalposts without taking a moment to acknowledge how far we've traveled. Hit a snag, but handled it calmly. Pause and appreciate that. Finally, spoke up for yourself. Instead of bottling up resentment, give yourself a pat on the back. These moments of recognition are more than just feel-good gestures. They reinforce the positive changes in your energy field. They remind you that transformation is possible and that every small step counts. Embracing the journey. As we near the end of this exploration, remember that unlocking your hidden energy isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing journey filled with constant learning, experimentation, and adaptation. There will be days you feel on top of the world, radiating positivity like a lighthouse, and days you feel like a flickering candle struggling to stay lit. The key is to keep going, keep discovering, and keep tuning in. Each experience, good or bad, is an opportunity to refine your awareness and strengthen your energetic toolkit. Over time, you'll find a greater sense of resilience, clarity, and emotional freedom. A final invitation. If you've made it this far, give yourself a moment of applause. You've taken a deep dive into concepts that most people only skim the surface of. The very fact that you're interested in harnessing your mind, body, and spirit energy means you're ready for a shift, whether it's subtle or life-changing. So here's my invitation to you. Make this personal. Take at least one technique, a morning energy scan, breath breaks, or a gratitude practice, and integrate it into your daily life. Commit to it for a week or two and see what changes. Notice how your body feels, how your relationships evolve, and how your outlook shifts. And don't stop there. Keep exploring different tools until you find the perfect mix that resonates with your lifestyle and goals. Eventually, you'll craft a personalized routine that feels as natural as brushing your teeth. Life might be hectic, unpredictable, and sometimes downright messy, but you hold the power to create a sense of flow and harmony within yourself. By understanding and actively working with your energy field, you become the architect of your own experiences, designing a life that aligns with your deepest values, passions, and sense of purpose.